Hello, everyone. Guys, give me one quick second here.
Uh-oh. Quick.
Hold on. I don't want to give this away. Hold on.
Happy Thursday, everyone. PFO day.
Guys, I apologize. I'm trying to get a pop off my Pops Funko drop tonight. I do not have King Tut for my 1966 Batman.
Oh, I love that set.
So if anybody claimed that tonight, we're not friends anymore. But either way, guys, welcome on another Thursday night. It's night now, right? We are in the evening where we are at. If hopefully you guys are in the late afternoon or early evening where you guys are at. Guys, let's say hi to everybody, and then I'll say hi to you two fine gentlemen.
Well, actually, before you say hi to everybody, doesn't my Pops
interrupt me? Go for it, John.
They don't have like a standing, like they won't put something on hold for you. Like they don't know it's you.
It's who claimed it first, right?
Who claimed it first? I don't get preferential treatment. Who am I? You know what I mean?
A loyal customer for
they have
years.
I'll be honest, they have very loyal customers, probably more loyal than me. Well, I'm very that makes it sound bad. No, I'm very loyal, but I think there's people like every week, like they got their night. I wish I could do that. I wish I could be over there every week because I love seeing the new stuff in person. Like even if we just hang out for a little bit, you know what I mean? I like going over there and sometimes just hanging out, but no, I have no standing. I don't get any preferential treatment whatsoever, really by anybody in life. I'm pretty much kicked around for the most part, but this show is not about me. It's about all you amazing people that are here tonight that I'm going to say hello to now. Angie, you were in here very early, so I have to give a special hello to you. David, how are you doing tonight? Chaser, Evelyn, always good to see you. Velvet, hello. Let's see here. David and Velvet had a nice conversation. Look like Wayne, hopefully you're doing fine this evening. Brian, Wayne again. You know what? Since you're in there again, Wayne, I'm saying hello again. Sir Bass, hello. Pop Funko UK. Literally, I think he's there every week. Wagon Man, my good friend. Speaking of loyal customer to my Pops, Wagon Man, I believe, is a loyal customer, probably a better loyal customer than me. Pipsqueak Collectibles, hello. Funko 411. Make sure you guys are following Michael over here on YouTube. He put out a fantastic video. I believe it was today. I did not get to watch it all yet, but he put out a video today. Riley, hello. Randy, I hope you're doing amazing. Holly, hello. Sorry, the scrolling is going very slow on my end. Yeah, man, how many months do we have? 2 years.
2 years. Happy 2-year anniversary.
Is this our paper anniversary? Is 2 years paper? Is that
the paper? I don't know.
I don't know what they do. I don't even know what,
the channel.
Wow. Look at all you got. How many?
Whoa.
Hey, listen.
5 months?
Brian, we got through 5 months together. Let's try to get it to half a year. I think it'll be fantastic. It'll be a magical evening. Let's make that happen. But Barry, look at you. 2 years as well. That's pretty impressive. Is anybody going to go longer than 2 years? I don't know. Do we have anybody that's longer than 2 years? I don't know. Maybe. I don't even remember when we turned this thing on. Macklin, you know what? 19 months, amazing. And Wayne, look at you and me. We made it a year. I'll start singing that Shania Twain song. Look how I never thought we'd make it, or I forgot how that song goes. But regardless, we also got Magma. Magma, 24 years as well. King Tut is a great one. It is a great one. I had one back in the day with the box completely destroyed. We have never pulled another one since, so I'm hoping we can get that back in the collection. Look at Josh. You hit Evelyn, 19 months. Thank you. And look at Josh showing everybody up. It's like, when you go to
almost 3 years. Almost 3 years.
When you go to a wedding and you go on the dance floor and whoever's been married for 5 years, they have to leave, and then 10 years. Josh, me and you are dancing at the end of the night. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's just me and you on the dance floor, I feel like. I don't know if we'll have anybody else. What a segue. Guys, how are you guys doing this evening? I feel like I'm on fire right now with all the commentary that I just made. But how are you guys doing this evening?
You're doing great, honestly. I might just sit back and just watch because you're doing a great job.
You know what? Listen, you know that
It's the new view. It's the new view and setup. That's what it is.
I feel professional down here, but I'll be honest with you guys. I had like 5 pieces of chocolate before I walked in this room. I'll be crashing super hard by like 9:45, and then you guys will definitely have to be carrying the show from that point on. So I'm gonna try to get a good push of 45 minutes in. But how's the week been? You guys pick anything? I always ask this question. Have you guys picked anything up this week? Because I'm always curious. Like, I feel like we are advanced in our collection, whatever. Like, is there anything that you guys been picking up? I know Josh picked up NFT packs.
Yeah.
Have you picked anything up,
That's about it.
I think something actually just got delivered like an hour ago that I'm pretty fired up about. I'm gonna go see if I can.
It's not a pizza,
grab it.
is it?
Pizza sounds great.
I mean,
Okay.
I
Josh,
had that
did you pick
earlier.
anything up?
I did pick up a pizza earlier. I did.
Oh, did
So-
you? Which, what do you go with on
Marcos.
pizza?
Marcos. Do you guys
I
have
know
Marcos?
yeah, I see the Marcos down there all the time. Is it just cheese and pepperoni? You go just cheese?
We did the pepperoni magnifico. It's like super, like that's the
Like
spicy.
they go
the
crazy
small
pepperoni?
spicy pepperoni. You know, the nice cup pepperoni.
Yeah, the ones that curl up.
Yeah, those are the ones.
Yeah, they curl up and then trap all the grease in, so like you could splash it
yeah.
all over your face.
The
Then
cheesy, and then Jack wanted he's been into pepperoni and sausage lately, so they had a meat one, and I think it had bacon on it too, so it was like pepperoni, bacon, and
the
sausage.
holy trifecta, huh?
I know it was where you like 2 pieces and you're good, because that's a lot of
like
meat and everything else.
get your protein in. You know that, Matthew, 16 months. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. You know,
But-
with
NFT packs definitely picked up.
yes.
Trying to think if I bought. I don't even think it. Like, I don't remember getting like a mystery box or pre-ordering anything this week. Or I did find.
Boxes have
I
been
almost
tough,
bought something today. So, have you ever bought something from Dark Parlor?
Yes.
So,
Autograph?
They had an autograph for
Okay.
for a Goonies character. So we had Mikey, Sean. So they had his for like marked down to $50. I haven't bought it yet, so I don't know if I'll go back and buy it. But then I was checking out the other people because I wondered their pricing versus like MegaCon's coming up, and I know a couple people that they have already signed are coming to MegaCon. Also, I want to talk about this. Like, interesting enough, autographs. When actor has a really crappy autograph and it's just like a one like loop swirl, and that's about it. I think that, like, I don't want to buy their autograph. Like, I want a decent looking autograph. I don't know.
Yes.
Like, I think that makes a big deal out of a.
Listen, I am with you actually. Like Ashley Eckstein, as John walks back into the screen here, Ashley Eckstein has one of the most gorgeous autographs that you'll ever see on a Funko Pop. You know what I mean? And it makes it so much more special.
Oh, yeah.
Like I got Oscar Isaac's autograph, and it's kind of blasé, quite honestly. But I still cherish it. I love it. It's on a Moon Knight Pop, but it's not like anything spectacular. Like I agree with you. I think the autograph makes a big difference.
Yeah, I think it does make a huge difference. You know, and especially when you're like looking at them, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to get all the Stranger Things characters. I'm missing Will as like one of the main characters. And I was looking at some of the other ones because a couple of them are coming to MegaCon. And I just wanted to kind of check them out. And I was like, I don't know if I want to pay like to get their autograph. Like, it's not a great autograph. Like, like if you're gonna like do that, you put a little more effort in your autograph. I mean,
it's
you're
a
gonna
little
throw
underwhelming.
$70 to $100. Like, put a little effort into your autograph a little bit there. But so yeah, I've been checking out some of that stuff. So Dark Parlor, if you haven't checked them out, they got a couple on sale that are some decent autographs. So if you're looking, you're a Goonies fan, they still have. I'm surprised they still have Doc Brown. You know, Doc Emmett Brown there. Christopher Lloyd. They still have some of his on there. I'm really surprised. I would say, like, people, if you want to get his autograph, I would get it soon, because you never know. like timing wise.
Yeah.
So sad. I hate talking about people like that. Like,
So do
Like,
yeah. So do
but you never know. Like I was very fortunate enough.
but you
to
never
get-
know with me. Like, I could get hit by a bus
No,
tomorrow. You
anyone.
never know with anybody.
But I'm surprised. Like he's such a big character. I'm surprised they still have some. They must have had a ton signed because they've had them for a while up there, and they've had different versions of them. And I know he signs a decent amount, but I'm really surprised. Like I would think his would sell out, and it's not crazy. It's like 120, 140, something like that.
Yeah,
like,
that's not. Yeah,
yeah, it's not a crazy price autograph, which is I'm glad of too, because some people want way too much for their autograph, like just ridiculous amount. Like I get, that, $100, $70, something like that. But when you're talking about like $300, $400 for autograph, it gets kind of crazy.
Yeah, it gets insane.
But everyone has their own thing. So
Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate that.
Definitely MegaCon's coming up, so I'm trying to figure out what if I want to get anyone's autographs and stand in line. A couple supernatural characters are coming, so like Bobby, it will be there. I would like to get his pop because he only has one pop, and it's a pretty good grail of a pop too as well. So do I want to get
Bobby Singer once?
I got Crowley signed last time we were there, like 2 years ago.
I didn't realize you were this into sign pops, Josh. I didn't realize. I thought you only had a few.
I have quite a few, actually. Yeah. I have like the Stranger Things, like most of them. We have a huge My Hero set. Like that's really what we kept from our My Hero stuff. It's like all the signed voice actor ones. I have quite a few like the horror ones signed. Like I have Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund. I have, Jason Voorhees. I have, some of those kind of things. So I don't, I like them, but I'm not going to pay $400 for autograph. Something like that.
Well, Alex, Albie Pops brings up a good point. He says, I still prefer to get autos in person than buying from somewhere. Just nice to have that personal interaction.
I do.
Yeah, that could be kind of built into the price, that 5 minutes or, however long you get to interact.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I had a great time last year interacting with Ashley, and she was amazing. I mean, I thought her prices were very fair, and she, I haven't had that many celebrity interactions, but she especially, I mean, she gave every single person a couple minutes of fully undivided attention, and she was very engaged. She asked people if they wanted to take like selfies with their cell phone, and like if it was a kid or a teenager.
Did she charge extra?
No, she didn't. Like
that's and I don't want to listen. Some of these people, this is their livelihood. So I don't want to, you know what I mean. But you definitely, there's some people, man, that like if you want a picture with them,
they'll nickel and dime. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, and man, I like that's kind of ruined the in-person autograph experience for me, because sometimes you don't. What do they always say? You don't want to meet your idol or something like that because
never meet your heroes.
Never meet your heroes because they could let you down, and most probably do. And again, I get it. Like I don't get it because I'm not I wouldn't even begin to understand really what it's like an everyday thing. But yeah, sometimes you feel that nickel and dime, and it's just like it doesn't feel. You feel kind of, I don't know. Like
I think some people are there for the fans, like, and they don't charge a ridiculous amount. They do add like, hey, if you want a photo with me and this, but they usually do a package. Like I know, like Ray Park, it was great. He took forever with everyone, and he gave me a free photo in addition. Like did Professor Josh, like did a separate one for me from the ones I got for the Darth Mauls I got signed from him. Lou Ferrigno was pretty cool when I met him, and I met like some people though are kind of like if you bring multiple to them, they're kind of mean because they think, oh, you're just doing it because you want to sell them, or you don't want your name on it because you want to sell them, and it's not always the case. Like I just don't want I don't need two Professor Josh or two Josh, whatever name. I just want the signature and stuff like that. Right. And and sometimes we do. Like we did one where MegaCon, we did a couple extra ones from a couple of actors, and we had them on our auction, or we gave them away, to people and things like that. We did them for charity and things like that before too. But there's some really cool people that take their time with their fans, talk with them. And other people are there and they bring, huge book and they have tons, and they're there like pumping them out. They're working for a company or themselves or something else and grabbing them, and they don't care. Then they don't need to talk to them and have that experience. They need to
Which is kind of sad to see. Like, I know there's a lot of people who do that, and that's, you know, again, that's like, you know, maybe not their full-time job, but it's a very good part-time job for them, where they go to a con, people prepay them, or they do like pre-orders and stuff, and they're just standing in line. I feel like it's kind of sad to see, because then it's just purely a business transaction. Like, the person who's there getting all those items signed, like they might not necessarily care about that celebrity. They're just like, hey, I just need you to sign all these because I'm going to go sell them. So
I liked when Zobi was doing their shout outs. They're like shout out recorded things when they were doing virtual, like everyone was virtual, there was no cons going on.
Yeah.
I think that was really cool. Like, you got your pop and you got a little like video shout out kind of thing while they're signing your pop.
I don't know. You know, it definitely can go a couple different ways when you meet people in person. Like, we met Jason David Frank, which, you know, RIP, but what a nice guy. Like, he charged for the selfies and that kind of thing, but like, it didn't feel that way. He gave us an extra autograph on this little card, talked to the kids. Like, it was just a really fun, like, cool experience. I got a pop signed, not even for myself. I was getting it signed for somebody else. But like, it was actually like a genuine, like, fun experience, where we've met a couple other people over the years that I can say that maybe it definitely didn't feel that way. Like, it felt like very transactional, which, you know, I guess that's kind of sad. But yeah, I agree. I mean, if you could get it in person and you like have that little story behind it as well, it's definitely going to feel for sure more valuable to you. And, you know, it's not something, you know, it's something you probably cherish, is just, you know, the memory versus what the, you know, whatever the item you got autograph was worth. So, John, what do you got over there? Because
man,
a lot of people are interested.
I know Dave's chomping at the bit. This is a big one. This was up there. This was like a top 5 Freddy for me for 2024. So, just came in a collection, and it was just a happy surprise. So I am very grateful, very excited, because I was in several bidding wars trying to get this throughout the year. We're on a tight budget, but Freddy Funko as Mr. Freeze.
You finally got Mr. Freeze over there.
900 pieces, and it's going for $100, so it's not like anything crazy.
Is that? I feel like that's crazy, though. I feel like
I think that's super low, and I think just because the mold, the way I'm going to take him out of box too, the way they designed him with the blue crown,
great mold,
dome, it's
they did a really good job with that one. I think that's some of those from last year. I really felt even this, and we talked about this before from New York Comic Con, like the low piece count, like the Funko Fusion Pops and stuff like that. People were sleeping on some of those. Like I feel like there, like a lot of people said, and now they're realizing, oh, there's not that many out there. Like there's 500.
So, I went to a toy show this past weekend, right? What's today? Thursday? Yeah, this past weekend.
The mall one, John?
That was at the mall. Yeah, had a great time.
Man, it was cool to see a mall that actually had people in it. Like,
that's what everybody was saying. Like, we haven't been to a mall in forever, and everybody I felt like was more impressed that there was so many people there. Yeah, let alone like people looking at the pops. But it was crazy. Like all the booths, like people were buying pops. Pokemon was hot. But people were buying pops left and right, which was really cool to see too. So it seems like people are getting back out there in person. The prior week, I'd gone to another store in New Jersey. That store, same thing. Pops were flying off the shelves. But anyway, this past weekend at the toy show, I usually ask people like if I can film their booth before I do it, right? But the mall was just like, it was so busy and everything, and there was a lot of people making transactions and like making deals. So I said, you know what, I'll just weave my way through. I'm not going to bump into anybody. I'll just be respectful, whatever. And you know, Joanna was with me, of course, whatever. And I ended up filming this one guy's booth, and then he asked me what I was doing. I told him I had a channel and everything, and then he starts giving me like a little bit of like a history of Funko, and he was explaining to me.
Pull out the "Do you know who I am" card?
No, I didn't do that. No, I let him go. But then he started jumping into Freddy, and he was talking, and he had was the table. He had a bunch of NFTs and some really expensive Freddys, right? And I was like, oh man, how's sales and everything? And he was like, oh, today's not going well for me. Like, I guess nobody really likes Freddy. It's kind of like a character that's kind of fallen off. And I was like, I like Freddy. Like Freddy's my guy. I'll take your Freddy's. I had all of the ones that he had, but
yeah, that's a great one. It's such a good mold. And you know what? I think what it is like Freddy isn't one for the general regular, like maybe hopping at the mall kind of collector. Like when you hear a toy show or something like that, Freddy's not always for them because they don't even know who Freddy is. Maybe they might not even know the background.
I think all the Freddys that he had were at least like $300 and up. So I feel like people aren't gonna walk into a mall and spend like $200-300 on a Freddy. Although I will say,
expect to see that.
I'd be not surprised.
I will say the other store I went to that I used to go to frequently, the True Believer store. I spoke to the owner of that store. He said they had a record-setting December in the history of the store. They have never sold as many pops as they did in a December for 2024. And he said the number one thing people came in and were asking for was licensed character Freddys. Now they had a bunch of like, yeah, he said they had like football Freddy and like holographic Freddy and like, you know, tennis Freddy, like some of those like that were left over, but anything that was like Batman Freddy, Spider-Man Freddy, like he said, that was all gone. They were just coming in, going out like the same day they were pulling in collections. So he was like, if you know anybody selling licensed Freddys, I was like, I don't, but I'll keep my ears open for you. They're trying to get their hands on more Freddys in general. So I asked him about Franny. He said nobody really asked about Franny. So I guess Franny's not there yet, but Freddy's definitely up there.
Franny hasn't really taken off too much, but you know, Freddy, you know, it's a good question. It's something we should do here at some point. Like, what was the top like 5 Freddys from last year? Because I think that one was definitely one of them. Like that definitely would make my top 5. I'm like trying to kind of think over last year. We'd
like
have to
your choice, like your choice of top ones, that what they look like and everything like that, mold wise.
Yeah, like for me, it was like Marvin the Martian. I liked because it's completely different. I love the Mr. Freeze. I love Batman Beyond was actually kind of cool, but I don't know if that would make my top 5. But Mr. Freeze, Marvin would definitely be up there, and then there's probably like at least another 3.
What was the Cosmic Freddy has to be up there?
I like Cosmic. You know, and I didn't pick up Cosmic Freddy.
Pirate Freddy, yeah.
Oh my god, Pirate Freddy.
Pirate Freddy was so good.
Pirate Freddy might have been one of the best molds from last year, period.
Now, including NFT Freddys too?
Yeah,
NFT Freddys
from
last year.
Of course, there were some good ones. Some of the best ones were probably the NFT ones last year.
I mean, it's hard to determine, are they last year, this year, when they finally come out.
If they dropped, if the packs sold in 2024, it's a 2024 Freddy.
Yes,
and then wherever it gets delivered, that's a different story. I have to go give this back. But yeah, Freddy, Mr. Freeze, super happy. I'm not sure if the person's in here who we bought the collection from, but just know that Freddy, Mr. Freeze is not going anywhere. It's staying in the collection, and I'm super grateful. So thank you so much.
I mean, we got Freddy Krang. Freddy Krang coming. He was released technically in 2024. We haven't got him yet, but
yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Actually, I'm looking forward to the one that dropped this week. I'm looking forward to the Adventure Time one.
You know, another is Amazing Carlos too. Amazing Carlos.
I'm so mad I didn't get that one because and that
was a really affordable
to go for like 60. And I cheaped out, and I didn't get it, and I'm pretty sure it's over.
The Amazing Carlos was great,
dude. I was literally just about to say that. I looked over at my shelf, and I was like, "What's a Freddy that stands out?" Amazing Carlos.
Well, Josh just said it, John.
Yeah. Oh, Josh just said it too. Yeah. All right, I apologize.
Yeah, I was thinking it too. I was like that one, and then I saw someone else post
Headless Freddy.
Headless Freddy was
a great one.
Pirate Freddy, Headless Freddy was amazing.
So here's the thing. I have a theory. Because nobody really cared about Freddy. I'm talking about like the general community really didn't care about Freddy, I feel like, until like 2018, 2019. And Freddy had already been out for like 8-9 years. So I think the same thing is going to happen with Franny. I don't think people are going to care about Franny for like another 7-8 years. And that's okay.
I think Freddy also started becoming more available for the people that weren't at Fun Days and weren't at like special events and things like that. Where before you had to be at San Diego Comic-Con and Fun Days, and you had to be at like the Funko event, and you had to be like go to Funko HQ to get it. And like now it's okay, you can get a box and be able to get a Freddy, and you can pick up maybe something special on the market and get it with free with something, and all those kind of pieces and parts where it was really hard to get before. Like you had to be at something. That was the only way you get it. So I think it opened it up to people having a chance at getting them. And then once they get a couple, they're like, oh, why don't I go after this other one? Or why don't
You know
I
what I
get
think it is too? I think it's part of like, I said it kind of at the beginning of the collecting journey. Like, especially, I mean, from what I see, I don't know if everybody follows the same kind of pattern, but like right at first, when I first started collecting pops, I didn't even know who Freddy was. Like, I was collecting probably for a year before I realized that. Also, didn't know that there was a website. So shame on me. But as you kind of move into it, and you buy your first pop for over retail, and then you spend your first $40 or $50 on a pop, and then you start to appreciate some of the older stuff, and then you kind of fall into the Freddys. I think the Freddys are a little more forthright or whatever, more available is maybe what I'm trying to say here. They're definitely more available, and even the limited ones seem to be. I guess I'm repeating exactly what Josh just said. Like, I'm making fun of John for repeating what Josh said. Let's just repeat what Josh said.
We're all just repeating each other.
But yeah, no, you're right. I think that's exactly what it is. It's a little bit more available to the general collectors now. And I like still, and that's what I think makes Fun Days so fun, is that when we're able to get those boxes at home, you're able to get something that feels not just special, but like you got like something like maybe monetarily a little bit more.
It's just
more
exciting.
Yeah, you know what I
mean? Be like a part of the event and the hype without having to shell out thousands of dollars to go.
Exactly.
And it's very similar as like why we like mystery boxes and that, because you have a chance at getting something that's super rare and something you wouldn't spend your money on. Like you wouldn't spend the $500 on, but if you won it out of a $50 box, you're super excited, but you would never spend $500 by itself on it, kind of thing. It's the same idea, like buying that box of fun or that Fright Night box or whatever, and getting something that only 500 people have or 1,000 people have, those kind of things. That can always be exciting.
Yeah, so Tommy says, I know this isn't popular, but I would love a die-cast Freddy. I think that would be cool. I think that would be cool, actually. I think that would have helped the die-cast line if they had... See, the thing that was the kicker with the die-cast is they break super easily, so you have to be very careful with them. And then the chases were just kind of lame. But if they would have made like a really cool Freddy chase or something, like something that was not like all bronze or all silver or all gold, like actually gave it like something different, just complete different mold, I think, yeah, that would do really well.
I think that the die-cast was always going to be a tough sell, though. When you're talking at the price point that it was at, speaking of price point, we can go into. We'll probably end up.
I have some thoughts regarding.
Yeah, we might as well talk about it now because it's actually a good segue into it, because I think price point does matter. I mean, it was kind of floated out there this week, and I didn't see anything announced from Funko, so this could just be all speculation at this point, but. We'll kind of address it because I'm not going to be surprised if it comes up.
I'm really confused by the community's reactions these days.
So yes, so what we're talking about, because not all of you probably are scrolling through Instagram and all these different places to find the information, but it was kind of leaked that they are planning on raising the common prices or non-retail prices or non-retail exclusive prices from $12 to $15. I mean, why? What's your take on it? What are you seeing? Is it I'm not buying another pop forever again?
No, I'm just I'm confused why people are so upset. Number one, because pops, like your regular exclusive store exclusive, is $15. So unless you don't have an exclusive in your collection, if you're purely a common, like a straight common collector,
Who buys their commons for
which
full retail anyway?
which sounds so boring. First off, but hey, you know what? To each
Yeah, it's
their
not,
own.
you're alienating hundreds of people right now.
How? But how so? Like you're telling me there's like that would be a collection. No, think about it. That would be a collection without any Target exclusives, Walmart exclusives, Funko Shop exclusives. Like you're talking purely just the commons, and I would say like most sets of pops from any line have a few exclusives. So you either only collect certain characters in the common form, don't get any of the cool exclusives, you don't get any chases, so forget chases. I just feel like that's a very basic way to collect. And even if you're on a budget, the exclusives go on sale. There's all like Target has sales all the time.
Everything.
Walmart has sales. There's been exclusives that show up at $5 below. So I'm just really confused why $3. Here, actually, Randy brought up a great point. I don't understand how so many people were so excited for Thrilljoy being $50 for a Pix, and then all these people over here are like, "Oh my god, $3, I'm out."
Well,
like,
listen, John, listen. I don't know if you know this.
I don't get this.
But the Funko collector in general can be a little fickle. Do you know what I'm saying? I think that's the appropriate word is fickle. I mean, I think it's complaining to complain. With that being said, listen, it's a big increase. Listen, I can't do quick math, but it's what, a 20 to 30% increase. It's like a pretty big increase. But with that being said,
it's a
like
25% increase.
25%. Okay, so I'm
you were close. Good job.
Was pretty close. I'm impressed with myself. But I mean, listen, a 25% increase, it seems like a lot. With that being said, like common pops nowadays, I mean, I said it kind of in jest, but I wasn't really kidding. Like, who is buying their common pops without getting them on a sale or hot cash? Or, do you know, like, it's got to be like, for me personally, if I'm buying a common, I'm almost never paying full retail, ever, ever, ever. Like, and I only pick up commons that I'm like, because I think gone are the days, and I said this in our NFT video, maybe it was today. Maybe I said it in our NFT video today. If you guys want to go check that out, you could see what I said. But I think where we're going as far as Funko goes, I kind of like the way it's set up, quite honestly, to a certain extent. There are some things, and we talked about it a little bit last week. I'd like to see some more limited drops on the website. But short of that, like NFTs are going to be are pops that are going to be expensive. Some of the exclusives, you see it. I mean, there's been a couple that have released over the years that are holding a pretty good value. But I think gone are the days, and listen, I could be wrong. We could have a big resurgence 5 years from now. That's, you know, or maybe they start producing where they should kind of be producing again. I think everything has just gotten so overproduced that I think gone are the days of the commons, like a common Bart Simpson that is now $500. I think those days are gone. Hey, maybe that's a hot take. I don't know.
No, it's not a hot take. It's just a different time. So
it's a different time, but I think it's okay. Listen, when those Bart Simpsons and stuff like that are now like grails of grails were being clearance.
They were $9.99.
They were $9.99. Yeah,
and went on clearance. I remember seeing one I was going to buy online when I was first looking at them, and I bought the set a while back from someone. But before that, I was looking for them online, like eBay, and seeing what prices and seeing conditions and all kinds of stuff. And one of them had the clearance sticker from Urban Outfitters on the bottom of the pop, you know, still like the price tag. So it was like marked down to like $7 or something like that. You know, the Bart Simpson now that's, you know, $400 or $500, that kind of thing. You know, it's like there's always those kind of weird things. I mean, there's always that stuff, right? Like there's a variety of things. There's stuff that's 6-year-old pops that are worth $3 that are out there now. You know, there's always going to be.
Yeah, it goes both ways. People forget about that. It goes both ways.
It always does, and I think it'll be interesting though if a new pop goes up in price, so it costs more to buy, will that affect any of the older pops? Because people will think the normal price is like this amount. You know, like how will that start changing other parts of the market too? Like if you say, like a common pop's worth $15, how can this exclusive from 2 years ago only be $12? Or, you know, like I think sometimes that kind of it's hard to say. Like I'm going to pay I'm going to pay $15 for a brand new one, but then this other one's, yeah, it's weird.
Here's my thing. I will be the first person to criticize Funko for decisions that I don't agree with or items that I don't think are up to par. There's a certain Star Wars character that officially came out today that I don't think looks great, and we will talk about that later. I'm sure we will get into that because there's a couple layers to this right here. And Johnny Sachs, I see your comment. You say, "Come on, man, $3 in the current market is absolutely a big deal. Thrill Joy isn't long for this world." I agree with you on your Thrill Joy statement. However,
I do.
Have you never purchased a Comic-Con exclusive pop? You've never gone to Funko's website and purchased a San Diego, WonderCon, Emerald City, C2E2, or New York Comic-Con exclusive in the last few years? It's been $15. And you have to give Funko credit where credit is due. They have not raised their prices. I mean, when's the last time we saw a price increase on regular pops? They went from what, $10 to $12 in 2019?
And it just depends on the retailers too. Like some retailers started lower.
Exactly. So here's the thing.
It went to $14.90 like a while
ago.
But
if you have an issue with any of these retailers, your Walmart, your exclusive, heck, Funko.com, and you're like, no, I'm not paying $15. It is so easy in this hobby. Like, we are so lucky that we have these products that are universally, for the most part, affordable by most people. There's a lot of people that are definitely hurting right now in this economic climate that can't afford to buy very expensive things because they don't have disposable income. However, I think the beauty of Funko is that they've managed to have their prices be pretty low, and we've seen some insane sales. The Black Friday sale last year was crazy. The summer sale last year as well. I mean, we saw Memorial Day sales. I mean, right now you can go to Funko's website and it's not even like a branded holiday or event sale. I just bought an X-Men cooler today for 50% off. Like, they are constantly discounting things. And guess what? You can start the price at whatever you want to start the price. But if something is not selling, Target's going to go market 20% off. Walmart's going to bring it down 40%. They have to move the product. So if you exercise any sort of patience, or I mean, Target, you can get 5% back with the red card. I mean, Funko, you buy something, you get the rewards points. There's so many ways to save money. So I disagree that this $3 is like a game changer. I really we've already been paying $15 for a regular pop.
And I mean, if nothing else too, I feel like, to me, as a common pop or a regular pop or even exclusives, that means everything's going to trickle up eventually. Everything's going to trickle up, most likely. You're going to see a little bit there. But what hasn't? Like, what value menu at whatever, store or whatever restaurant you go to, like, Public subs went up $3 like in the last year. Like, everything's kind of gone up in price, and it might continue to go up in price depending on a lot of other factors that are coming. So, as you're looking at the market, it's going to change, and they're going to change their prices. And really, it's like they're upping their prices what they have to sell them to retail. So they're telling them to sell them at that. Now, eventually, they're going to mark them down or do coupons or do deals or, hey, buy two, get one free, or whatever they're going to do to sell. And that's any kind of retail store, right? Like, they're given by the manufacturer, here's the price we can give you as wholesale if you buy X amount, and you can sell them for whatever you want. If you want to make $1 profit off them, if you want to make, 2 times the amount. Now, they might tell them, like, this is what we suggest starting price is. I don't know if they have it in all their contracts. You must sell them at this price when you start. Some people might have that, or some, things that have it. But I think you're going to change. I really don't think it's going to kill the market, and maybe it'll slow down. Maybe you don't need to buy 30 common pops in a week or whatever, like that kind of thing too.
I mean, listen, it's a little it's not necessarily contradictory, but especially over the last 2 years, they've gotten people used to going to the $5 stores. You know what I mean? Like the TJ Maxx and getting stuff on the max discount. Now you're raising the price where, I think it's a tougher sell now with what's happened over the last year, especially going to all the discount stores. Now you're going to raise the price. It feels a little bit like, like what it seems a little bit weird. It seems like bad timing maybe. with me, I'm kind of with John. Like I get where you're at. Like it's not the end of the world. And I hate to say this, if that happens, I think we're around the corner from $20 like con situations. We're not going to get 15. I think that 15 is going to go to 20, maybe starting
Pop pluses or pop whatever.
So-
Well, I'm talking. Listen, I'm just talking con releases. I'm talking like SDCC this year. We might be talking $20 exclusives. I don't. How are they not going to be? How are you going to charge the same?
But I'm fine with that based on what Randy said. If they want to up the price, and maybe this is what they're doing, and this is something once again, I will call.
Be something. Yep.
I will once again. I will continue to call out Funko for this until they exercise any sort of communication with the community with what's going on. I will continue to call them out for this and say they need to communicate, especially in a situation like this. This is a perfect example where the CEO should come out and say, hey, you know, I'm so and so. This is what we're doing moving forward in 2025. This is what we're looking at. However, in exchange for upping it $3 for a common pop, we're also cutting production by 25% across the board. So there's less items.
A certain amount of time. There's definitely some stuff that could fall behind that. Yeah, you can get behind that as a collector, because, and that's kind of what I was saying when we kind of started this part of the discussion is, if the amount that they keep on producing is like limitless, and they're saying if something sells, they're going to keep restocking, and if that stuff is just going to stay that way, it's like the commons, and really it starts to get to the exclusives are really no longer collectibles. Yeah, it's just what it is, because collectibles, there has to be some kind of a, like what a lot of people are saying right now. You buy something for 15 and literally you wouldn't be able to get $5 for it, after you buy it. It starts to not really make it a collectible at that point. Like, I'll be honest listen, real talk. I'll be honest with you. This year, like with some of my pops, like, I hate to even say this, it's sounding all dramatic. Some of my pops, I've actually taken out of the box and I've got rid of the box. Yes. Like, there's some that I'm like, I know this is dramatic for people.
I mean, everybody's entitled to collect.
Correct them live.
Well,
listen, I'm not at that point. I probably could get a ton of views by just ripping boxes open and doing that kind of. I'm not.
There's plenty of other creators that do that.
I am 100% not interested in that at all. Like, for example, my Darth Maul, and I think that's the Darth Maul holographic. I think is one of the best pops they released last year. One of my favorite pops that I picked up probably in 2024. That was like it was an exclusive, because I think it was a specialty series. I don't know if that's technically exclusive or not, but regardless, like, I was okay with opening it, because I don't look at anything nowadays other than NFTs. If we start getting if I don't see numbers on stuff, I feel like they just won't stop producing it. So I've kind of lost the confidence in like collecting for value. Now, does that mean I'm not collecting? Absolutely not. I've got Transformer pops sitting on the desk right here that, like, I got them on a sale. Like my my Megatron and my Optimus Prime that's back here, like, they're not gonna be worth anything monetarily.
But here's the thing, Vince. You just proved you're a true collector. Because let's say, what'd you just say? You have an Optimus Prime out of box back there?
Yeah,
or something?
No.
Or Megatron.
Those are staying in the box.
Okay, those are staying in the box. Okay, yeah. But let's say that particular Megatron, GameStop and Metallic, whatever the one happens to be. Let's just say tomorrow something happens. They're coming out with a Megatron movie, or I don't know, something happens to Megatron that makes that one skyrocket in value. You don't have the box. It's sitting on your desk. What are you going to do?
I'm not selling it anyway. No,
exactly. Nothing. It's going to stay there. It's going to stay there because you like it, because you're a collector. The value doesn't matter. That's the beauty.
No, and that's kind of my point. And also, and this is not even like it's not even necessarily a Funko thing that they could do right or they can do wrong. Listen, they got to put out a certain amount of pops, or they're just not going to stay in business, right? So at some point, 5 years from now, 7 years from now, there's not going to be 5 Megatrons. There's going to be 15 probably Megatrons. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and you're going to get that with every character. We're going to get every character reduplicated and, done in a different pose.
That's unfortunately like most companies nowadays.
That's my point. But it's nothing that they have to. Like,
and that's why like
12 mashups of stuff.
The mashups have gotten out of hand as far as I'm concerned.
I sent you guys one the other day, Vince, the He-Man Stranger Things mashup and stuff like that now
that
going.
doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but it, you know, that's kind of, you know what I'm saying though? I think that's, as we get further along as Funko is a company, I think that and again, this is okay. This is not even saying anything that's like really that, you know, I don't think this is like news to most people. I think that the older stuff that is vaulted, there is a finite amount of those, and they get less and less as the years go on, as things get shipped and crushed, and things change hands and fall into collectors' hands that they never, you know, they'll never sell them. Like a lot of my stuff that I have, you know, it just falls into the place, and then there's no more being produced. Right now we have such a large amount being produced that I think that stuff that was released in 2022, 2023, 2024 maybe are not going to hit like those potentials. Now there's little outliers here and there. Like look at Art the Clown, the Funko Shop exclusive. And why I said the Funko Shop exclusive should have been sacred, I'm not going to guarantee because we never know. But I would almost guarantee that will restock because it's selling for $500 the chase, and I see the common is even selling for like $100 at this point. I am almost 99% sure that will restock at some point, and then that's going to tick a bunch of people off. So I wish that Funko Shop exclusives were only available for a certain amount of time, then they are vaulted. Make people want to rush out to, because now the Funko Shop exclusives are just another, it might as well not have
the company,
at all.
but Funko as a company, they will be forced to do exactly what we want if they want to survive for the next 10 to 15 years.
I don't know. They keep moving further away from what we think. That's why I'm saying I almost feel like they gave us the NFTs as like part of that, you know, but I don't know.
I think they'll have that still range. That's what you have to remember. They're not a fully only collectible company. They are a pop culture company. So they're making stuff that is collectible, but they're also making stuff that's, I mean, the Bitty Pops and everything else. Like those are toys. Those are small little toys. They're not meant to be collectibles. They're meant to be small little toys, just like, you know, any of the other things that are out there that are small that people buy and store. They're affordable, and even Pops at $15 are still very affordable compared to a NECA figure or something like that. That might have a little more detail and stuff like that. But that I posted about a Universal Monsters TMT NECA set, and I saw it and it looked awesome. I saw it at Target on the shelf,
and the price
it looked great. I opened it up. You could see the figures. And then I was like, let me scan it. If it's, you know, like not a crazy price, I might pick it up because I think it would be really cool. The out of box, like take them out and that. And then I scanned it and it was $135. And I was like, no, I'm not getting that. Like, that's just like, I'm not getting that because first, I don't collect NECA figures. And then second, it's like, it's cool, but it's not that cool to be worth it. Or $15 anymore. Like $15 is a little more than a fast food meal. Like if you really think about, like $15 is it kind of like at that point, you know, they went up a couple dollars, and I don't know, would it have made a difference if they only went up $1 every year, or if they wait 3 years and go up $3?
Like it's
literally go up $1 every year.
It's literally been 6 years since we had a price increase. And somebody earlier mentioned the sodas. They 1000% shot themselves in the face, and that was a price increase that was 1000% not justified. The 12 to 15, I feel like most of us were like, all right, it was kind of quick, but you know, sodas haven't been around that long. Okay, we can kind of get behind $15 because that was like a normal con exclusive pop price. But when they raised the 15 to 18, that was too much. We all universally agreed that was way too much for the starting price of a sealed item that people were intending to buy multiples of to try to get the chase. So, but I agree with you, Josh. I think $15 is a very unique and hard to find barrier to entry to any collectible nowadays. And I think it was Jetman a couple minutes ago. He brought up, let me see if I can find it. He said, what do you say? The WWE figures and the Marvel Legend figures are $20, and they're fully articulated and everything. Like, that's a good point. So if you're into that, if you're into those figures and they're retail $20, but I don't know anything about those figures, but I would imagine, like, are there special releases? Are there exclusives? Like, do they make cons? Like, is there any sort of other variants of them that is a little bit more expensive than that $20 retail, or are they always $20? Are they always easy to get? Like, when you can't really compare everything apples to apples, it's a good comparison. I just don't know enough about it to be like, oh yeah, they're doing better and they're doing it right, Funko's doing it wrong. I think they're different things, and I just still think that there's just not many hobbies left that where you can get. There was literally at the mall the other day, there was people, dude in front of me dropped $2,800 on Pokemon cards. $2,800, like it was that, like nothing.
I see
So
people doing that all the time with
people
cards,
do
right?
that. Like, we were in a sports card auction the other night. Just
Those
for
cost
kicks.
nothing to produce.
Just
you think about how much those cost to produce.
Yeah, I was just scrolling through Whatnot just to see what was going on, and people were bidding in the thousands. It was like 14,000 for some sort of special. Couldn't even tell you what it was. Like some sort of special box, and people. There was like 1,000 people in the stream, and they were all fighting over it. I could not believe what they were going for. So,
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we're lucky in the fact that, like, Funko literally has something for everyone. Like, you can buy something at the $15 retail. You could go to Five Below and get the items that really aren't as desired. You could pick them up for $5. You could participate in NFTs. You could drop $5,000 and go to Fun Days and potentially get some 24 pieces that are worth thousands of dollars. Like, I think Funko is really cool because you have that broad spectrum where literally everybody, for the most part, I know there's probably some people that don't even have $5 to spend on collectibles, but Funko can literally hit everybody no matter where you fall in the economy.
And I will always say, like, I think the way to also look at, like, sometimes buying common is like, all right, so Star Wars common, they're going to make over and over and over a lot of, like, you're going to see the same kind of characters over and over. Marvel, same characters over and over, right? So you'll be able to find them in a different way. If you just want that character some other way, you could probably find it cheaper, maybe even on the aftermarket, maybe just later on or whatever. But the weird thing is those niche smaller sets can really get you, because those are the ones that, if you look at, I think, Vince, you pulled this the other day, the Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah,
those were all common pops.
Yeah,
like there was one exclusive Lopan that they had that, but
PX,
all the rest were common pops
Yeah.
at one time, and it's a small niche set, and that's it. Like, that's all they made of it. They didn't make 50
See, and that's
different.
That's kind of what I was
characters.
saying though, Josh. Like those, like that kind of stuff. I think there is those outliers, and when we're saying that there's those, it's those like sets that come and they go. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's something that comes and they go. You know, Star Wars is, for me, like, again, it's why with Darth Maul, the holographic, even though it's a fantastic pop, and yeah, maybe that is the one that will stick out over the last couple of years or the last year or whatever. But there's, how many Darth Mauls are we going to have 5 years from now? I don't think they're going to stop making Darth Mauls. So I think that there's going to be some,
because people aren't going to stop liking him. That's the problem.
But that's kind of my
demand.
point. If you're going to be spending the $15, and again, like nowadays, I think it's gotten different. The way that Funko has done their sales and that kind of thing. You know, for me, I don't buy commons. I personally won't buy commons at full price because I don't think, you know, I guess I'm saying it. I don't think that they're worth $15. I guess I'm kind of saying that by saying that I won't spend, you know, I'm trying to think if they're, you know,
I think it depends. Like, it depends on.
I know that's what I'm like
12.
trying to kind of work through this in my head right now. Would I spend right now? Would I feel the urge to say I'm going to take the full? I'm paying full retail price, and I'm going to get this, because I even do that with exclusives a little bit. Like I pre-ordered the 4-pack Amazon 4-pack of Turtles, even though
it's going to be on sale at one.
It's going to, Josh. That's my point. But you know
that.
what? I still did it, even though it's like $50 for a 4-pack. And Bran, if you're watching, yeah, I bought a 4-pack. I don't want to see any comments in this
You
section.
know he's in trouble when he dropped her full name.
But it's a 4-pack that is pre-ordered at full price. And the last 3 times that I've ordered like 2-pack, a 3-pack, anything that's Amazon exclusive, even the Elf on the Shelf, I've ordered it at full price because I want to make sure to get it. It went on sale for half the price. So there are things that I will put my money out there for, but for commons that are a common release that I just don't feel like an urgency to go get it. You know, I guess I'm saying right now that I don't think it's worth the 15. I would wait for a sale. But like, am I angry about it? I'm not really angry about it because just with myself, like it is going to start to it. Now, I'm not everybody though. You're talking to people that it will alienate people by raising the prices, where I'm okay with it because it's not going to affect me because I probably won't buy commons for, you know, a retail full price anyway.
I think one thing with that too is, like you said, it makes the hunt more fun to me. I always like finding the deal. Hunt. I like finding the deals when you find stuff on clearance or sales, or you can use your hot cash to get things, and then you go back and buy those commons that you wanted and that. But also, everything's going to go up then. We talked about commons, but exclusives are next. We haven't seen any of the pricing structure. Usually the pricing structure for everything trickles together because they can't leave them the same. So you're going to see a lot of that kind of stuff happen. But I think in general, if you want a character, you buy one of the characters. I think what happens is you're not going to see people pre-ordering entire sets as much, maybe, if prices keep going at a certain point. You're going to be like, I'm not going to pre-order. And I think that's a good thing to get away from Funko, though, too, is like putting out 20 pops at once for a line or something like that. Putting out 10 pops from a line. I like when smaller groups of things come out and we have 4 of these for right now. Yeah. And then a few months from now, we'll put out 4 more maybe from that line or something like that. I think that's a better way of doing it. And they did that really well with sodas. And they did that with pops for a long time too, as well.
You're right.
I could think of when My Hero pops just first came out and stuff like that. And some of the anime ones, they did really well with that. And then they're like, oh, anime is a cash cow now.
Yeah, they opened that
floor. We're going to go full force and make everything we can off of these license fees that we're paying and dealing with and all those kind of things. So I think, and who knows, license fees could be going up from all the licensees. That's one big thing. Yeah, all that you have to factor in. Production costs are probably going up. Shipping costs, we all know, are going up. All these pieces and parts make something more expensive in the end of the day as well, too.
In my heart of hearts, I'm hoping that the price is going up because they're going to be putting out less each year. Whatever. I remember 2 years ago, they had said that they put out 2,000 different pops in 1 year. 1 year, 2,000 different pops in 1 year, which is absolutely astronomical to me. I'm hoping that we're tailing that back, and that's why they're doing that. And just because I've seen a couple. Yes, Randy, I did buy the bullseye turtles from Target, but it was an exclusive. That's an exclusive. I will pay full. But
if you like something enough, you'll pay for it, and that's...
No, you will. But this is the. Do you feel like you? I see that. Okay. I will. But see, I think with the commons now, I don't feel the urgency. So I want
to, this ties into what we're kind of saying right here, and I want to highlight it. So everything under the umbrella said every fandom company does some sort of exclusives now. This is where, that is where the scarcity is found. And that's what drives prices. Economics still wins. Give you a perfect example. Economics always wins, right? Star Wars. Some people, I feel like the community's mixed. I'm definitely on the side of I'm not really sure. I watched a couple episodes of Skeleton Crew. I didn't watch the finale, but I'm almost there. I 100% expect to see those Skeleton Crew pops at the discount stores. I don't think those characters are going to hold much value. So if you bought them at $12 because you wanted them, that's awesome. But I think that if you're holding out for a sale, you will definitely get it. Now, on the flip side, does everybody remember the 332nd Trooper? And I know 332nd Trooper was an exclusive to Target, but I went to several Targets looking for that thing, and I could not find it. And that's just a
John,
perfect example.
That's
Like,
the point I'm saying, though.
it's just that if it like, no matter what Funko does, any company, no matter what they do, if they they could come out tomorrow and they could say, you know, pops are $22 for cons. You know, like, you can always like mess around with the prices. However, at the end of the day, people are going to get the characters and the lines that mean the most to them, and they will find a way to pay for them. And if $3 is, if you're a Batman collector and they're going to come out with some really cool line of Batman pops, and you're like, they're all 15, I'm out. Like, that $3 is really causing you to get out. And I'm sorry, like, you're kind of a quitter. And like, that's really sad to see, because there are so many ways to save money in 2025. And if you're just not willing to like work just a little bit to try to find one of those really obvious ways to get things for a deal, like, it's not like it's impossible to get deals. Like, there's so many ways to get
John,
deals.
I think hold on one second. Sam, happy 22 months. Thank you for
Way to go, Sam.
I appreciate that. I didn't want to skip past Sam's
No, Sam's deserving.
With that being said, so John, listen, this is the point that I'm making with it, because I hate to say this, if this is going to be common releases going to 15, the Targets and the Hot Topics and all that stuff probably are going $19.99, $20. I hate to say that. With that being said,
they might
what I'm going to say about that, like, there is a Last Ronin pop that is a Barnes & Noble exclusive. Do you think I'm pre-ordering that? Heck yeah, I'm pre-ordering it at full price. I don't care. But let me tell you the difference. There are some Turtles regular releases with that, which I also like for the Last Ronin, because I love everything Last Ronin right now that they released. I love it all. But guess what? I'm not going to rush out and go do. I'm not rushing out to go get those comments. Do I love them? Yes. I won't pay 15 because I don't value them. I do value what you just said about the 332nd Trooper, and I bought the same, pretty much the exact same one from Books A Million as well, that looked the exact same, but I bought both of them at full price because I did.
Why did you buy both of them at full price?
Because they're exclusives, and I do think that those are going to be harder to track down.
No. It's not because they're exclusives. Why did you buy them?
John, if they really, mark my words right now, they release a common release 332nd Trooper, I'm not picking it up for retail. I am going to wait till it goes on sale.
You missed my point, man. The whole point is,
okay, what's the point? I want to hear this point.
The point is the 332nd Trooper,
but it's not the $3. Why are you going to pay more for something you just? If I know it's going to go on sale, why am I going to pay why am I going to, like, Barnes and Noble and Books A Million and even Target? Like, Target, you like, if you're going to try to get those on a clearance, like, you're going to be checking your Target every day. I don't have time. I'd rather spend the extra $5.
If it's a character, if something comes out, if a pop comes out, and you are automatically thinking like, I'm just going to wait for it, I'll get it on a deal, that character is not like your A-list character. That character does not mean enough to you. I'm telling you right now, they come out tomorrow with a Asajj Ventress common release, $15. I am no hesitation buying it for my collection. I am not sitting around going, yeah, I'll just go wait till Asajj goes for 10, 12. No, I'm going out and I'm buying it for 15 because that is a character that I want, means something to me. It's something that we've wanted for a long time. And I think a lot of Star Wars fans would be in the same boat as me. Like, no, I'm going out and I'm getting that.
Yeah, that's it. See, John, you're pulling out like the most you're pulling out the craziest example, because yes, if they release a character that they have never released in any other form ever before, and we've been waiting for it for 10 years, can they do that and everybody's going to pay the $15? I don't think the $3 will come into play. The problem is that most of the stuff is getting released now are like multiples of multiples of multiples. It's especially common releases. It's not going to be limited in any stretch of the imagination. Like, what's that driving force? I get what you're saying though. Like, I think we're kind of agreeing.
We're kind of agreeing. Like, I see where you're coming from.
I see where you're coming from. I do understand.
I think at the end of the day, the problem is Funko. Like, they are not putting out enough characters. I think we've seen that in the last 2 years. They're not putting out characters, especially in major lines, that are making people go to the stores. Like, we talked to a bunch of people, like a bunch of vendors the other day, that were saying the same thing. Like, they were shocked to see so many people at the mall. And I think it's just because people have gotten very used to online shopping, and they're not like, companies have to drop something. Like, why do people travel to Comic Cons? Because you can't buy those items in the store, and heck, you can't even buy them online without paying a hefty markup. So your best option to guarantee that if you want to get the Funko Fusion 500 piece edified Megan from New York Comic Con, well, then what do you got to do? You got to get your butt on a plane. You got to get a ticket. You got to get a hotel room. You got to wake up early on the first day of the con. You got to show up at your time slot. You got to be there so you can get it for the $15. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck at home with thousands of other people fighting on Whatnot, trying to get that pop for hundreds of dollars. That's the thing. And I think Funko needs to really sit down and go, okay, if we're setting this $15 bar, then we need to start dropping some more creative things to get people to go to the stores, or to get to people to just jump on their phone and go, yeah, I'm gonna buy that $15, no hesitation. I think that's where the problem lies. Like, they've done so many variations of a lot of characters that we already have. So like you just said, I'm not going to rush out and buy that because I know I can just grab it on sale. I like it, but I don't need it right now.
Yeah, and I think that, unfortunately, with some of the big sales that they've done, and don't you feel like that kind of, that the sales, and then we see the discount thing, don't you feel like it's hurt kind of the psyche of the collector? I mean,
I think with the sodas, the soda cooler was a perfect example of the ruin of the psyche of buying a soda cooler for full price, because there was pretty much like, I won't buy a soda cooler at full price unless it's like 500 pieces or 1,000 pieces or something like that. I know I'm going to be able to get it at a discount, even if it's only a $10 discount, or it could be all the way to 50%, or all the way to like $35, like for a little bit X-Men were at one time, $35, to $50. Like, I didn't buy any Avatar or Peanuts ones until they went on sale, because I knew, and I said that from the get-go, they made too many. Even the Stranger Things didn't sell out, and I think it was more because also they didn't do enough different characters that they haven't done before. I know you guys have all talked about that too when you've opened them. They didn't entice it enough for everyone to go after something like that. They did probably the best amount they have ever done on a cooler with 5,000 pieces. But those kind of things, like, they also probably psych people out because they're so used to waiting for now, like, oh, Avatar is going to go on sale 50%, Peanuts going to go on, that one's going to go on sale for, like, you have to have that fine line of like a mixture of stuff and how it's going to sell out or not sell out. And but that's also the kind of thrill of like collecting in a way too, because you could be like, I'm not going to buy that common pop, or even exclusive pop, and like, I'm not going to buy it, and then it goes up. Now, commons are less likely to do that, probably, because there's a bunch of different vendors that are going to have those, right? Compared to an exclusive where it's only at Target or only at whatever. So once it's gone, it could be that they decide to, Eddie, example, Stranger Things, another example, Eddie. I remember I sold that pop for $110 at a con shortly after, because I went and bought 2 of them when he first came out, and I like Stranger Things. I was like, I'm going to get that before the season even came. We knew anything about the character or anything like that. I was like, I'll buy 2 and I'll have one, and if someone else needs one, I have it. And then I end up going and selling at a show, and it had it for $100 or $110. The guy was like, no problem, like $110. Like, I need that one. And so
you mentioned, and I know, like, so a lot of people are getting accustomed to this. It's coolers are a great example. People see the coolers now, they're always on sale. They're like, I'm not buying that at $100. And I get that. There's 2 things that are actually good with these things, with Funko, certain Funko products being on sale. I think that it totally negates the argument of the people that are like, I'm getting priced out of this hobby, because you're not. If stuff is going on sale, then if you're able to get that cooler for $100 down to
I'm definitely
35,
not.
like
Listen, I'm not
you
arguing
can't
that at
you
all.
can't be getting priced out. So I
Right.
like seeing that because I do know a lot of people who are on a very tight budget. They can only afford to get 1 or 2 pops a month. So when they do get those 1 or 2 pops or those 1 or 2 sodas, it's a very big deal for them. And I'm happy that we have a world where they can still collect and still stick to their budget and be able to afford everything else, like the important things in life, rent, food, gas, everything, like that. The other thing that it shows, and this is where I really want to see Funko turn the tide a little bit here in 2025. If stores and Funko directly are being forced to put things on sale to move the product, technically that's a failure. They did not succeed in selling whatever XYZ product. Like, hey, here's the newest pop, it's $15. And I think we saw that pretty bad with like 2022 and 2023 San Diego Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con. Like some of those shared exclusives, they stuck around the website. Now I think 2024 was better. You saw items actually sell out within the 30 days of the con, so that was nice. So they either cut numbers or they made characters that people cared about, or both. Now, when things don't sell out, that's where I want to see Funko, and we'll never be behind closed doors. We'll never be with the designers or the people that work with the IPs and the people who actually come up with the characters that then get turned into figures. But I really hope that someone somewhere or a whole team at Funko is going, hey guys, these particular My Hero characters didn't do very well. We had to clearance them out. What can we do for the next wave of My Hero Academia to get people to buy most of these at full price? Because Funko is a company at the end of the day, and economics always wins. It doesn't matter. Like, people will buy what they want to buy at the price that they deem justifiable. But even with the portion of the community now that's just sitting back and waiting for a sale, you're still seeing sellouts. You're still seeing all these people willing to throw down hundreds and potentially thousands of dollars for older pops. So there's still plenty of demand in every corner of the community for Funko. I think the majority of people that are sitting back, they have good reason to, because there are all these sales. But I also think that, once again, it's back on Funko to make products that are desirable, make con exclusive characters that are being worthy of that San Diego Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con sticker, characters that have never been done before, super cool variants, like things we haven't seen. They're capable of that creativity. It's just, I think, like many other companies, and Riley mentioned Lego, which I do want to make a point about Lego in a minute here after I let you guys respond. Is these companies need to realize that they cannot simply just rely on the IP to carry the sale. They cannot just slap Superman on there and go, it's Superman. People love Superman. They'll buy any Superman. No, collecting has changed in every single community, and people want something cool. They want something different. They want something special. And companies, I think, are going to have to work harder in 2025 and moving into 2026 to earn collectors money by producing stuff that's actually cool to collect.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously agree with that. I mean, if they don't put out good stuff, it's going to be harder to get people to buy it. I mean, I think that goes without saying. I think what you start running into the problem when you start raising the price of the retail stuff, like what, again, kind of go back to earlier in the conversation, when you can go pick up a 8-year-old pop for less than what is now retail, like, why are you not going to do that? Why are you now? With that being said, some of the molds, listen, I think they're putting out amazing stuff still. Like I just said, I just listed off like 6 pops that I either pre-ordered, I'm purchasing, I did already purchase. Who cares if I throw out the box? I still bought it. It doesn't matter to them if I throw out the box or not. And I only do that. Like, I've done that with my Captain Rex 2-pack because I'm not like, I'm just keeping that forever, and it like frees me from the box. I'm keeping it out of box forever. Did that with my Darth Maul holographic. It's freed. It's out there forever because it is such an amazing piece. I think that they're actually killing the molds. Like the last Ronin stuff that they coming out, and I keep going back to that Barnes and Noble one that they have, is so friggin' amazing. And the Amazon 4-pack that they're coming out with that should have been Glow, which I can't even believe that that's not Glow, but I digress. That's still amazing. And I could go down the list. There's all kinds of other stuff. let's shift away from this topic a little bit because I do want to get your opinion on the Star Wars stuff.
Well, but the last thing I do want to
Go
address
ahead, because then I want to
before we jump into Star Wars, and I do agree with you 100%.
because wait till you see the way the slides are set up. It's
Funko has actually made a lot of good stuff recently, and I like
100%.
I like what they're doing overall, and I think overall we are headed in a great direction. It's just a little tweaking here and there, but I want to address what Riley said, because if you guys think things are overpriced here in the Funko land, just dip your toe over into Lego World for a couple minutes, and you'll be shocked to see what's going on over there. I will just say this straight up: Joanna and I will never buy a Lego set for full price. We just won't. We are
John,
very savvy.
Even if you like it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Even if I like it.
Is anybody else listening to this right now?
Well, because
John, that's what I'm saying about the Pops right now.
Well, Lego is a lot more expensive.
Same conversation.
It's the same conversation, but we're talking like going from like a pond to like off planet.
No, I get that. I seen what the piece prices have been.
A pop being $15 and the Technic McLaren P1 that I really want being $500. I'm gonna wait. I have to.
What should it be? I mean, I know with inflation,
it doesn't matter what it should be. The fact is that Lego is just they're Lego, and they're gonna put out the products that they put out, and they're gonna set the prices that they're gonna set the prices at. However, when I say we're never gonna buy a set for full price, it's because at least Lego does offer 5% insiders, the VIP program. You can use Rakuten on Funko and Lego, so you can save some more money there. We typically only buy Lego when there's GWPs, so free little sets that come with your purchase if you spend a certain threshold. So it's just, I'm always looking for the best deals because some of those things are very expensive. They're not putting out, a $500 Funko Pop. They tried that with Project Fred. It didn't really work out. But I just wanted to bring up Riley's point, because if you guys think people are upset over here, well, C. Morris, Funko has the same licenses. Disney is Disney. It's a whole different ball game over there. You're still paying full price. You just get extras. Yes and no. Yes and no. There's differences.
I mean, kind of when you get the extra things, when you get like the gifts with purchase kind of stuff and those kind of things, I mean, some of those easily sell for like $40 and things like that, which are
I just sold the little heart GWP for $20. Like it's not the same as like but then again, like a lot of retailers, the same thing. You want to track Lego sets? I guarantee you, like come next month, the brand new Lego Star Wars Arc 170 will be like 20% off on Amazon, 20% off at Target. They'll drop it from $70 retail to $56.
John, that's kind of listen. I'm making that same argument, and I understand it's on a smaller scale, and we could say, but it's the same principle. Like,
no, you're right. It's the same. It's the same principle.
Like, why would I pay more?
$3 is not going to break my bank from 12 to 15.
It's not going to break my bank either. But
300 will if I'm trying to get the next UCS set. So I'm more money, like anything over $50, like we are just extremely like money conscious and money savvy. Like anything below that, I'm still going to be savvy.
I'm savvy. Like, I'm not gonna... I buy my underwear with coupons. Like I'm not buying. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm savvy, and that's how I'm able to buy anything. But I think you gotta be like, I apply that principle to pretty much everything. And it's not that I'm trying to be cheap. It's just, if you could save a couple bucks here, you save a couple bucks there. And it's the same principle. But I think that, listen, I think we came to, it was a good discussion on the price.
It's the same principle. It's the same principle. I just wanted to bring it up because I'm serious. If you guys think
it's a very valid
that
point.
You guys are upset, I mean, I'm neck deep in the Lego world, and people have straight up, like, it's the same thing. Like, especially, this Arc 170 set and the Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor that they just released for January 1st, people have been fuming over those two sets. And, I think a lot of people are but I do actually think that some people did leave that community and the Lego hobby because they got priced out over the last few years. I think it
happens in all the hobbies.
It happens in sneakers. It happens in sports cards. It happens in 100%. Pokemon cards. Like, it happens everywhere. It's just 100%. It's just perception is reality. So that's all I'm saying. If you think a $12 to $15 increase is bad, Like, just go take a look around at some of the other collectibles these days, and I think you'll realize that Funko has done a really good job of keeping their prices. I mean, we've been in a thick inflation whirlwind for the last 2.5 years. Like, people saying like, oh, inflation's hitting us. No, inflation's been around it's been a problem for the last 2.5 years. I just give credit to Funko where Funko is due, to where credit is due, and the fact that they haven't raised their prices for Pops. I mean, they could have raised their prices for Pops the same time they did for sodas, but they didn't.
And I will say, like, Lego, though, I've always looked at Lego as 10 cents per brick. Like, that's the easy way. I always explain that to, like, when I look at sets, it's almost like that. There's a couple sets that are oddball out there and things like that. But
usually,
but now it's about 11 cents now.
You
11
can't,
or 12 cents.
well, the whole price per piece argument is kind of out the window now, just because the prices have been the prices. I don't care. I don't care about price per piece. I want to see a good quality set. I want to see cool minifigs. I want to see 1 or 2 of them exclusive. I want to see something that hasn't been done before. The principles that I have with Funko are the same with Lego. Like, I want to see cool and unique things. I don't want to see them just remake an X-Wing and a TIE Fighter every single year. Like, that's super boring. I don't need those. I want to see them make cool ships. I want to see them make cool
that's
technical
one thing
sets.
they've done really well, though. Lego has done really well. And also, like, my favorite part of Lego from early on was the Lego Ideas piece. I mean, that's always been my favorite line, and seeing those things come to life. I wish Funko did something like that too. It's like they did that for a little while, those fan pieces and stuff like that. Wouldn't that be cool to see some of those kind of things? Like, people come up with ideas and things come to life and all those kind of pieces. But
just kill me, right? I like UCS sets, okay? I like them. I think they're cool. They're big. They're intricate. They usually have fun minifigs. I like them.
So you like the most expensive? You like the shiny diamonds. You like the most expensive thing that you can find, Joanna.
But I don't like. Hey, I don't like. I get. She's in the other room, but she can hear me. I should get credit there. I don't like everything. That $200 Chewbacca, the buildable figure Chewbacca that came out last year.
Nobody likes
that thing. Was so bad. That thing was garbage. That was just a brown blob. That was disgusting.
But how about the Jaws set from
Jaws set was good. Jaws set was very nice.
The Jaws set is so fire. Like, those kind of things
were amazing.
So unique.
So I think Bree had a question here. If Lego increases their products, or I'm guessing their prices by 25%, wouldn't that make some collectors question things? Yeah, absolutely. Well, here we are. We're in Funko world, and they've upped their pop by 25%, and we're all questioning. And well, I mean, some people are questioning it, and we're talking about it. Look, we just had a 45-minute debate about it. So yeah, any community.
It's closer to an hour, I think.
Do you think it's weird? Do you think it's better that they waited instead of doing a smaller increments over time?
Yes.
Like, they really haven't. Yeah. So they kind of waited and said, instead of every year, like,
I think you ripped the Band-Aid off and do it like this.
We're gonna add $1. We're gonna add $1.
No, I think this is the best way. This is the best way, because if they were to do it $1 every year, then that would be predictable, and that would just make people more upset, because they'd be like, oh, here we go. August of 2022, they raised Lego prices for sets that were literally on the shelves. So there were sets that had come out in 2022 that were trying to think of an example off the top of my head of basically I think Ghostbusters Ecto 1. I think that was like 200, and then all of a sudden, like, August 23rd rolled around and it was 240. Can you imagine that? Like, walking into the store one day and a set is one price, and then the next day the set is exponentially higher. That pissed off a lot of people, and I think Lego completely dropped the ball and mishandled that situation. They should have waited until January 1st. They should have done little increments instead of just slapping a huge 20% across the board on only certain sets too. That was rough. But Linda had a great question. John, how soon do they vault Lego sets or retire them? General rule of thumb is a Lego set will be on the shelves for 2 years. However, there are a lot of exceptions to the rule. Brickheads are a great example. Some brickheads are only around for 8 to 12 months. So you kind of have to track whatever themes or types of sets you like individually. The UCS Millennium Falcon, that's been on the shelves for like 8 years. And I don't think they have any
been on a lot longer too, I think.
Some of them, yeah, like the Darth Vader and Mandalorian helmet, they've been out for a long time.
The big ones are sometimes really hard to get rid of too.
Yeah, like this rumored UCS Death Star that's supposed to be coming out this year. that thing is going to be on the shelves probably for the next 10 to 15 years. I don't think they're gonna. It's gonna be $1,000 set. I don't think they're gonna be retiring that anytime soon because it's probably gonna take most of us 15 years to afford it. But
you have to make
anyway, we can
let's get on to something more controversial. But before we do that, Gus, thank you, my friend. 4 months. I appreciate you. And the shelves back there are actually from Display Geek. I think I got those like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Absolutely amazing. You'll get a close-up view of those with the room tour that will come in 2025. Probably early here in the year. Listen. Let's
out of curiosity, I just looked over to make sure there were still people watching the stream. There's 137 of you guys still here, so I appreciate that you guys are hopefully enjoying the conversation and what
they
we're talking
love
about.
when we yell at each other. It's fun.
I was nervous. I was like in my head because I apologize if I'm very passionate about certain things or if I start to get off on a little bit of a rant tangent. I just always worry that I'm gonna look up and then like Joanna always like taps me if I'm talking about Star Wars or Lego too long. And I was just worried I was gonna look up and we only had like 30 people watching. Even though that would be amazing, I would still be very grateful for the 30 people, but the fact that there's so many of you guys still here. Thank you.
I mean, only 57 of them like the stream though, so maybe.
I mean, listen,
we haven't earned it yet. We haven't earned it.
We understand that.
We need to.
But listen, I have to. Okay, so
let's move on. Yeah, let's move
now.
on.
Speaking of the one, forget the ones on the left. Okay, let's look at the ones on the right. Tell me what you don't like, or tell me what we finally get fives. It's part of a retro set, which is kind of weird. I'm sure this is not going to be the only mold that we get this year. Is that what's driving you nuts right now? Is part of the retro set, or that it's on the same picture with Kylo Ren? What's annoying you more right now? What is the problem? John, listen, and we only have a half an hour, so don't get too crazy. Don't go out. All
right, here's the short and sweet.
Because listen, Sam loves the retro line. Personally, I like the retro line as well. But
I'm thankful that they gave us another named clone trooper. That's the first part. I'm thankful for that. I will probably end up getting fives. I really just hope they'll come out with a regular version of him because the retro line is not my favorite. I know some people like them. It's just not my forte. But yes, I am grateful for getting another named clone trooper. So somebody out there,
Funko, regular fives.
I hope so. I hope we get a regular.
100%, 1,000. I'll say 1,000% getting a regular fives.
They could charge $25 retail for a regular fives, and I would be the first one in line. Like, I don't understand what they don't understand about how dedicated Star Wars collectors and fans are. Like, I don't want money in my bank account. Like, I will literally give Funko all my money if they make good stuff. So once again, this is just a sign that we're headed down the right path. The other four original trilogy pops are nice, but there needs to be more newer characters on this screen, and 6 out of 7 have already been done. Although the 4 original trilogy pops, well, maybe not the standing Luke Skywalker. Those, I don't know why we're doing Captain Morgan, Luke Skywalker too. But the 2 on the bottom are unique, like with, the hologram of Leia and everything. Like, that's cool. Training Luke Skywalker, that's cool. Boba and Kylo. Here's the thing with the retro line. If you've already done these characters to death, can you just do like a little bit of a different mold, or I don't know.
Jen, you know what? Listen, this is what bothers me about that. Listen, when I saw the retro line, I really did love like Palpatine.
Boxes,
you got Vader, but why is Kylo Ren and fives retro? Like, they're pretty not retro, honestly, right? Like Boba Fett, I even understand is part. Like, when I hear retro, I'm thinking the original characters, and I'm okay with Boba Fett.
Retro or is it comic style? Like, I don't know what you would consider it.
I think they called it retro. I think it's the retro.
I know they call it retro. I think it's a style more than like they're not.
Now that you're saying it, isn't there comic books on the back of these boxes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay, so maybe they're not really retro. Okay, then maybe I'm a little bit more okay with it, but I mean, listen, I'm kind of with you. I don't want to see the first fives in the retro line, and I actually like the retro line. I just don't want to, like, I feel like it's a money grab. I mean, I'm sorry if I feel like they're putting it out there because what you just said, I think everybody's going to get it because it's their first one that we're going to get. And then next month, we're going to get either an exclusive one that's just a regular 5, or we're going to get a 2-pack with 5s and
different stance.
Commander Wolf or something like absolutely amazing or something ridiculous like that. But yeah, no, that's the only thing that kind of it doesn't really bother me. I'm glad that we got it, but I do feel like they put it out there because they're going to sell it. They're going to probably sell a bunch because I think people are. Should be a con pop. It should have been a con pop, and the retro should have came later. I don't know why that didn't happen, but what do I know?
They could still make it a con pop, and I would be excited. So,
I would be excited too, but wouldn't it be cooler if that like our first glimpse of a 5s pop was at NYCC or an SDCC,
even WonderCon a few months.
Right?
They should definitely get more into the habit of debuting. Because here's the thing, like if we come WonderCon, they probably won't give a Star Wars exclusive, but come San Diego and New York, like
D23,
even D23, like if they waste the one Star Wars spot on like a Luke Skywalker or God help us, a Kylo Ren or a Vader or something, like that's just pointless in my opinion. Like I agree, like they should, if you're gonna go the distance and out of all the pops on the screen there's only one that's new, like take advantage of the con hype, like put new characters at your Comic-Cons. But I think we're also at a point too where I think Funko is scared. I think some of these companies are so scared to do new things and to try out with different characters. I think it's just a much safer play, especially with Star Wars, just to do original trilogy. Kylo Ren's cool. He's got the mask. He's got a cape. He's got a unique lightsaber. Like I think they just want to play it safe, and eventually playing it safe is going to hurt them badly.
Well, I mean, listen, is it just me or you guys comment section, the chat here can respond with this as well. Like the 332nd troopers, can you guys find these anywhere anymore? Don't you feel like they dried up like pretty darn quick? Isn't that like a signal that, hey, the clone troopers will sell pretty well? Even the Funko Shop ones, it's not available on the Funko Shop anymore, right? The was it a 501st? I'm trying to remember. It was a phase 1.
Yeah,
maybe?
it was a 501st. They just didn't label it 501st, but it was
a phase 1 trooper. They called it or something like that. But like that stuff all goes like pretty quickly. I feel like this might be one of those deals where it's a little bit of a money grab. They put it in the retro line. It's the first time that you're seeing this. They know that they'll sell this as the regular version as well. And I just feel like this should have been like if this was the hype that would have been behind it. If it was any con this year, I think would have been amazing. It just seems weird, like it was kind of shoehorned into this set. Like it just doesn't fit to me. It doesn't. That doesn't really either. But
that 5s could have very well been like another Vader or something or whatever character they haven't done yet in the retro line. So that's why I'm taking this as a positive. Huge positive, and I think this is a win for Star Wars collectors.
I agree,
and that somebody understands that we want more clone troopers, whether they're named or not. We want them. We want all of them. We want all the different legions. And this is not just a conversation we're having in Funko world. Like this is a conversation that's happening in a lot of different communities. Like the people that grew up with the Clone Wars, that grew up with Rebels, that loved Bad Batch, the prequel gang, like we're all now adults with disposable income. Like we want these characters. We appreciate the original trilogy. We love the original trilogy. We sometimes tolerate sequel trilogy stuff, but not really. We want to spend our money with the part of Star Wars that means the most to us, and the part of Star Wars that means the most to me is the prequel era through Bad Batch. That's just what means the most to me as a Star Wars fan.
So your biggest complaint was the retro thing, which
it's just the retro. I think overall it looks good. I think his helmet looks good. Actually, speaking of 5s, last year Lego dropped the ball. They made an exclusive 5s minifig, and
didn't they mess up the helmet?
They messed up the helmet pretty bad, and they messed up the pauldron, and it didn't have a waist cape, so it was just all around. They
stopped the waist capes, didn't they, for a while? Isn't that what the issue was?
They still have
not brought them back.
Well, it gets even worse. Now, this is like Lego T, and I won't get too far into it because I can go all day. They haven't done waist capes for Lego Star Wars, yet they'll put waist capes on certain Marvel characters, like Scarlet Witch had a waist cape. They've done waist capes on like other non-Star Wars minifigs. So it's just bad. I don't know why they won't do the cloth waist capes on Star Wars minifigs, but they'll do it for other lines. So that's a very sensitive topic for a lot of Lego collectors. So
Well,
I won't
touch the waist
jump.
capes then.
Oh my God, not the waist.
Joanna, please give us some behind the scenes. How many times have you had to hear about the waist cape? Would you say more than 100? I would probably say that it's going to be definitely north of 100 times that you've had to hear about the waist cape with the Star Wars figures.
I can't do this anymore. I can't live.
Yeah, but she just confirmed way over 100.
I'm sorry. I am the problem. I am the problem. But I also spend quite a bit of money on collectibles. So
listen, I because I've talked about this Pop a couple times. I want to show this real quick, guys.
oh yeah, this is cool. This is super cool.
So, especially the last Ronin, Barnes and Noble exclusive. Joanne, I feel for you. I truly do. But is this? I mean, this is like some of the stuff that we've gotten, especially over the last 6 months. That's why I'm saying they got some good stuff out there. They're still putting out some amazing stuff. Like the details are getting better, the sculpts are getting better. I am okay. I hate saying this. I'm okay with paying the $15, and if it was $19.99, like I feel like these figures have gotten to the quality where I'm okay paying that. Would I get less? I'm already starting to get less of the newer stuff because now they have to because I know they're, like I said, now that I kind of feel like maybe they're not going to hold like exponential value. I'm not going to double or triple or quadruple my price on a lot of the stuff I'm buying now. If they put out amazing stuff, I'm okay. Like I feel like this is a $20 figure today. It'll be worth at least $20 a couple years from now. Do you know?
Well, here's the thing. Don't forget about the people don't realize too the box art and the box design can make or break a pop.
Like the box. I hope that
the box art is really cool, and I think they did a good job with this Ronin line.
I think I think with these kind of like you said, that's a little bit why I don't mind buying like the NFT pops and buying extra of them for a little bit. Like if that's $20 or $30 for a legendary, like why wouldn't you buy it? Like they're limited pieces and low counts, and I think a lot of people are sleeping on a lot of things, but I think it's cool to see this kind of stuff. Like good exclusives is really what is going to make or break the Funko line. Like cool commons are great, but good exclusives are really going to be the collectible piece of Funko going forward. Like whether it's an NFT limited exclusive or a BAM exclusive or Target exclusive or whatever is out there, a $7 a pop exclusive, any other brand that starts getting exclusives. Like I think that's really going to be the make or break, and they put out some pretty good ones. And I mean, I'm surprised how many of the last Ronin pops they've started putting out.
Yeah,
like it's cool to see some of these, but I was surprised that starting to see more and more and more of these. I wonder, are they going to do something with the last Ronin, like a movie or something like that? Would be really cool if they.
What did I heard something? Oh my gosh. Listen, maybe I dreamt this, so I can't. I'm not going to go into detail because maybe I just dreamt this. I heard something, but
it'd be a great series to have, like a mini series, like Netflix or someone to pick up and do a smaller animated, like Last Ronin series. I mean, I think someone's missing out if they're making that, because I think the hype has been around for a while and just keeps growing. And then as more things and more people get introduced to it, like you need to get on it. I mean, it's a great, I
could see them doing like a cool like Amazon Prime series.
Who has Turtles right now? The regular Turtles, Paramount Plus, or is it someone else? I don't forget who has like the the fun turtle mutant mayhem kind of stuff and those kind of things. Like I think doing this though, I think it would be a great also like Netflix series or something, like you said, Paramount Plus. So I could see
I
it.
think anything that's got that like dark twist right now, there's all kinds of it. We got that Daredevil Reborn coming out soon. That's going to be, you know, definitely on the darker side of Marvel.
That looks so good.
It looks so good,
so
and that's what people want. They want that grittiness
Yes.
of.
We want the Penguin. We want Daredevil. Yes.
Penguin was a great show. I actually only watched like the last 2 episodes. I didn't watch any of the episodes. I just watched the last 2. So I cut right to the chase on that.
Oh, dude, you got to go back and watch.
Last 2 episodes were really good, though. So
I'm sure they were, and I'm sure they were kind of out of context too.
Yeah, very out of context, but I kind of put it all together. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like this kind of Invincible.
But
and,
if you haven't picked up this, like pick up the Last Ronin graphic novel if you haven't. The comic.
Yeah,
series,
I have not, and I've heard some amazing.
Great.
Yeah, I heard it was fantastic.
Pick up that, and I mean, I love the artwork style of it too, and the storyline and how they did it. I think it's really cool. But I think if you're missing out, this is definitely I think a new piece of collectors. I don't like all the mashups they're doing with turtles and things like that.
No,
they're putting toys. I hope they don't go too far into with Funko with all these mashups and things like that, but this stuff makes sense. Like
they're doing it with all the. You know, I thought it was just a Funko thing, but it's obviously, you know, you said it earlier with the Universal Monster stuff too, but we're doing it with all the toy lines. All the toy lines have.
I mean, they're running out of ideas.
The mashups. I don't understand it.
You gotta.
You know what? You know what mashup I really enjoyed, and it's just like off the wall, the Universal Monsters and the Care Bears mashup. I thought that was
you see what I'm talking about?
I kind of like that. Like that, I feel like was where creativity really shined for Funko. I just saw them all at Pop Stop's table when we were at the mall the other day. Like I thought they were great.
No, those were Universal the other day. Yeah. They're all at Universal when they're like Halloween stores. They had at Universal.
I think they're cute. I think that whoever sat down and decided to do that, I think that's cool. I think that adds a little spice to people's collections.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really for me. I mean, here, listen, one last thing, like, because I want to get your guys' opinion on this because this was announced this week. What did you guys think of the Bitty?
What are we calling one? Dollhouses. That's what I like.
Is that what they're? Is that what
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think that's the official.
I don't think it's officially called the Dollhouses. But what did you guys think of these?
That's what Shannon said to me as soon as she saw them. She said, "Funko's making dollhouses now." That's what Shannon.
I mean,
I think Bitty Pops are selling very well, and I think they are looking for more avenues to make things. I think these are cute. I think that I think this will definitely be a great way to attract younger kids that maybe turn into collectors down the road, because now you're offering not just like, oh, we're lining up all the Bitty Pops and we're checking off the boxes that we have all of them. Now you're actually giving a little area where people can play and dollhouse style or whatever. You can display them. You can have little characters like visit each other's world. Like the turtles can go hang out with Stitch and stuff. Like I think there's a lot of opportunity for play and creativity here. And I think that's good. I think that's really going to appeal to, you know, and now if they can make a couple exclusive ones or maybe even drop a couple limited piece biddies, so that gets the adults excited, the kids are excited too.
We got some
they're all exclusives in these. Like that's what they're doing.
Have the exclusive. I think you get 2 with each one. Well,
no, I just mean if they were to throw up like a 1,000 piece, like if they did for San Diego Comic-Con, like Lilo and Stitch, perfect example. What if they did like a 1,000 piece, like some random one of the other 626 experiments, like one.
Yeah, I mean they did the turtles last year. Was it SCCC or MYCC? They did the 4,000 piece biddies.
I mean, I can see it right now. I could literally see the future. Like 6 months from now, we're going to see an amazing video from Top Pops, and he's going to be, you know, I created a little bitty city with all the little. He already
started doing that, actually, John.
Yeah. But I'm just saying. But now I could see him doing these and you know, creating even cooler content.
I think that these are a fantastic idea, especially for exactly what you said. I think it's geared towards the kids. like, listen, Josh, I'm sure you played with it. Micro Machines. Do you remember Micro
Yeah.
Machines?
I had
I
Micro
remember.
Machines.
John, did you?
I remember.
Were
I mean,
you?
they're
I
still
remember
out.
those, yeah.
They're still around. Like
They should still
there's
be
still
around.
some.
They're friggin' amazing. I love the Micro Machines, but I think it kind of reminds me of that. Like we used to play with,
Yeah.
like me and my brothers loved Micro Machines. This is kind of like along that same thing. And now kids nowadays, especially with the mini brands and all that
I
kind of
think
stuff,
this
like
is just hitting that other age
it-
group market that they really haven't been able to touch.
yeah,
I
I'm like,
think
this
that's
is a perfect way. Listen, we like we have some like they give me anxiety because I look at them like over where we kind of film at, and we have them on the counter, and they always look like they're about to tip out under the counter. I'm gonna have to like spend another 20 minutes picking it up. I like stuff like this that I could just set them inside and like get them off of where
Isn't it
they're at.
interesting how they fold up though, and
Yeah,
like
and then they fold up, and I can not
smaller,
have to
like
worry
a
about
box.
it. Like
It looks like a box. Like look at the. That's what it looks like. It looks like a
right
Funko
when it
box
folds
when it's
up.
all folded up. So
I'm
it.
probably getting.
I mean, they
Listen, I
put a
know
lot
it's
of
geared
work into
towards kids,
designing
but
these.
I'm getting the turtles. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, did you see Pennywise Lair in Stranger Things? They have the Briar's house, and they're doing the popular genres now. So
Yeah.
they got Harry Potter, you got Stranger Things. So you're getting them all like hit up here, and that means all these. Some of them already have Bitty lines, but like I don't think Stranger Things does. You're going to see the whole Bitty lines of Stranger Things
Oh,
come
yeah.
in. You're going to see the whole like more horror ones come in. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, horror. I know Funko 41 says biddies aren't for him, but I wonder. I know he's a big horror collector. If they make like, would you be interested in the Pennywise layer like Biddy set up, and then
But
some
I
of the
don't
Bitty
guessing
Pops would
probably
have-
I don't think most of these. I don't think these are going to fit most of the audience in here, and I think that's okay. Like
Yeah.
I don't think. And I saw Dave just said, "Oh, this is proof that Funko is transitioning into a toy company." I think that Funko needs to be both. I think they need to be a toy company and a collectible company, so they can
I
appeal
agree.
to both
I agree.
audiences and win on both sides of the coin. Like I think they have the potential to do that, to drop super cool limited items that not everybody can get, like the NFTs, like the Con Pops, like Fun Days Freddy's and stuff, but also drop stuff like this where kids are walking in the store with their parents and one of these is near the checkout, or they go to the toy aisle and they're like, oh, I want to get this, and it's an affordable little item that the kids can have fun collecting and playing with.
But there's so many people that love little things anyways. I mean, Joanna loves little. Shannon loves collecting the books, the little mini brand books. Every time we go to Target, we look for them. They're almost always sold out. That means those things are super popular. Like things that are always going, like the mini brand books, they're almost always sold out. Every once in a while, we'll get a pick up one or two, things like that. But those little like stuff like that, I think it fits a variety of people, but also they're affordable. Like we talked about before, they're like affordable, fun little treats for yourself. You kind of buy like, oh, I'm going to throw this in with my groceries. Like,
Yeah, and I think it does like the little rides, the little towns. I think they're all.
I love the rides. I think the houses.
The rides are
I think I like the houses best. The little.
Yeah, I think that this is just it's a nice little, and really if like when my kids were younger, like we bought all the little, like there was the Teeny Mates. I don't know if any of you guys remember that, because those are still out there too. They had the Teeny Mates, the hockey, the baseball, the football, basketball. We used to buy those. Like if they had this stuff back in the day when the kids were younger, like if you got kids that enjoyed this genre, any of the genres that came out, like I think it's just it's a fun thing. And yeah, is it transitioning? Absolutely it is. And I think that writing's been on the wall for a while anyway. And this is probably doing amazing for them, and good for,
and this is going to hit all those like Target, Walmart, like all their big retailers that might have stepped back a little bit in Pops too, like Walmart and stuff like that. Like, but then these can be anywhere in the store. Like they don't take up a ton of room. They can put them. And I don't know if you saw, I recently found when I was at Target in the toy aisle, they actually had a whole Bitty setup, kind of like they do for Lego minifigs, like the display case, like where you can see all. They had a whole thing of Bitties and all different Bitties and rides, houses, just Bitties by themselves, and all kinds of stuff in this display case. So Funko's building these so they can go into Targets and other places like that where they're selling in their toy aisles and getting. I mean that is part. It's part of the toy aisle. It's not part of that collectible where the NECA figures are. And there's some over there, but I see more of them now over in that toy aisle area and trying to navigate towards that place. Or even these things are perfect, like right in the front of the store when you're checking out and you see, oh, I love Disney. I'm gonna grab one of those little, like, just like a minifig. I think that for them is going to be so much. And then partners like Five Below and things like that, they love stuff like that. Like, this is the price point that they can.
They also, they quoted Biddies last year as one of their most successful and most profitable products. I look at it this way: I want them to succeed with everything that they do and drop. So if Biddies are making them a ton of money and they're going to keep finding new ways to get people to buy Biddies and be excited about Bitty Pops and everything, that's fantastic, because that's going to put more money in Funko's pocket. And I hope they turn around and take that money and make a killer fun days and
wishful thinking. I hope so too.
Do more events, like take that money and put it to use that benefits collectors overall. So
Man,
I'm down for it.
John, I hope that happens. I hope they don't just put it in their pockets, but
they're going to put some in their pockets because they're a company.
They should.
So.
They should
put the money in their pockets.
Absolutely.
But they should also not forget, and this goes back to what I said, I think they can succeed as both. They've laid the groundwork, I think, especially moving into 2025, that they can be both a collectible and toy company. So
yeah, I agree. And I think that they do need to. I mean, when you're a public company, I don't think you could just be a collectible company and be able to appease every shareholder if you're just going to make limited pieces. So it's okay that they're doing that. It's okay that they're doing the commons. I think it's even okay that if they're going to raise prices once in a while.
If you think about it for a brief second, like, they kind of need to be both, I think, to exist entirely. I think if they went toy company route and just decided, hey, we're just going to make, Bitty Pops and some common Funko Pops, and we're not going to do limited pieces anymore, we're not going to do NFTs, I don't think they can compete. I don't think they could compete against Hasbro and Lego and Mattel and all these other companies that are big toy monsters. I don't think Funko would make it. Now, vice versa, as being a publicly traded company, like you just said, I don't think they would make it just as a collectible company, because they would make limited pieces and they would do NFTs and super cool Freddies, but they wouldn't sell enough to be successful, and they wouldn't last that long that route either. So I think they have to be both to make the money that they need to make and be the best of both worlds.
This is
kind of cool. I love the Bitty rides, man. So I really like the Bitty rides. I think the Bitty rides are my favorite.
Yeah, I'm down with all of them. I
think like the little Bitty houses and stuff, like the places
are cute
too,
fun. Especially since you can like interchange the
character. You can change the figure out and stuff. I think that's what they did, the collect and create. So you can get whatever, you can build your whatever, you can switch around, you can make it your own mashup. You can have Harry Potter driving the Batmobile if you really want. I mean,
you get crazy.
You can do it.
Vince, did you have a slide with the T-shirt that they dropped today?
Actually, I was going to say that right at the end here.
Nice.
Believe it or not. Yes.
I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Funko for doing this, because I think this is just, it's really special. If you guys haven't pre-ordered one of these, go pre-order one.
They are available for pre-order until February 24th. But yeah, get on that. I am going to definitely pay. Listen, I think that it looks amazing on top of it being for a great cause, but I think it's super cool on top of it. So it's like a no-brainer for me. I'm definitely going to be picking one up. They're $20. You could pre-order them at funko.com. Yeah, I'd encourage anybody that wants to show a little support and pick up a cool shirt to do that.
Especially with our community, we have a lot of people in California. We have a lot of people who are directly affected by these wildfires. We actually have one person that we know of who was deployed to assist in the wildfire. So one of our very own patrons was deployed recently to go help fight. So it's definitely affected our community. And yeah, please, let's try to raise as much money as possible.
Yeah.
I think I love the idea. I wish they showed how many like shirts they are selling along the way. I think it'd be kind of cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool.
The counter, like, to just see like how much they've been raising. hopefully at the end they kind of highlight like we raised 15,000 or whatever, and then they're like, we're gonna match that 15,000 with another 15,000.
Yeah.
Evelyn hit the nail right on the head. As soon as I saw that Freddy on the shirt, I was like, come on, that pop's got to be coming. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's raise some more money. Drop that pop, baby.
It looks, speaking of retro, that is pretty cool. I mean, they did an amazing job on the shirt, like I said, but it's for a great cause. So I think it's a no-brainer. Absolutely.
I mean,
Yes,
I could see it being
no
a
word.
cool Hollywood exclusive, like, but they could sell it on pre-order online too, you know, like a Hollywood exclusive
For
pre-order
Pop?
online. Yeah, Pop, like,
That's
but
it.
make it so you can pre-order online as well too. But they could sell it in the
please.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
We
Well,
have
they'll raise more money that way. It's kind of like the Australian one, 2020.
Australian firefighter.
yeah. The
Brush
little koala.
fire, bushfire.
We have especially Zach, Paul, and Linda in our thoughts every day. I know they're in the thick of it out in LA, so we're praying for them.
Yep. Well, guys, listen, the 2 hours went pretty darn quick. I'll be honest. You know, it was a good discussion tonight. I thought it was a good discussion. Now, Josh, what do you have coming up this week?
Yeah, so this week, of course, we have some videos coming. I have my NFT video. I know Vince did his today. I'll go ahead and plug it. If you haven't watched it, go over there. Amazing luck there.
Yeah.
So go check out their excitement for that. And then so I'll have that coming out. And also, I had a whole bunch of Star Wars NFT pops showing up my door. I'm thinking of, like, instead of just unboxing one, I unboxed a whole like lot of them instead of unboxing one of each or something like that. I don't know. And we'll take one of each out of the box to check out, because those are ones you have to take out of the box and check out for sure. And really see. So I've seen a couple of them out of box already, and they're pretty amazing how they did the royalty. And then this Wednesday, I will say we have a show coming up that will be a regular show. So I haven't decided if I'll throw like a buy it now mystery box in the background for fun. But a regular show. So we're going to load a bunch of stuff in there, come out. We'll have some stuff starting at like 50% off. And then we'll have other things like in buy it now. We'll have some grails mixed in there. We'll do some buyer's giveies like we did this past week and everything, and regular giveaways. We'll maybe do the mystery box kind of giveaway games, all those kind of fun pieces in there. But come out to that. And then also I saw a couple of people talk about MegaCon. We are in like 2 weeks going to MegaCon. I'll be there probably all 4 days right now. I have a 4-day pass, but I think Shannon's going 2 of the days, and we have other friends that are going other days. So I'm going to go out with some different friends and things like that as well too. So hopefully see some of you out there. And then if you haven't bookmarked the charity show in February 15th, go over there, please bookmark. If you're interested in sending anything over, we're trying to get everything by at least the 8th, the week Saturday before, which is MegaCon weekend. So I'll be busy that week and craziness and everything else. But we look forward to trying to finish off the scholarship if possible for future teachers. So that is our plan. That's what's coming up. Pretty busy.
Nice. John?
So today was a stressful day. Did something today that we haven't done before, but it managed to work out. So actually dropped a video on both channels. So we had a Slapshot Pops video and a Slapshot Bricks video as well. So went to a crazy Lego store yesterday, which was awesome. So if you think pops are expensive, go watch any part of that store tour, and you'll see some pretty expensive retired sets that we saw. But we also did a soda battle on the channel today, and man, Joanna's gonna be tough to take down here in 2025 with our battles. But big auction tomorrow night, and we'll have more videos throughout the weekend. And yeah, that's kind of what we got going on.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to announce I believe I did land King Tut. So I'll be
there we
this
go.
weekend. Should be able to add that one to the collection. Getting close on the 1966 set. I think I still got to get the Joker, the Dallas Comic-Con.
Oh,
Dallas
I've been hunting that one for
the
years.
metallic.
It's faked too, so you got to be careful.
Yeah, I was able to get the Batman last year. I think it was Alamo Con or something.
Yeah, the
like that. I
Alamo
can't-
City. Yeah,
Alamo City. Yeah, I was able to get that one last year, but I got to still get the Joker one. So, you know, we'll work on that set. But we have not filmed a video for Sunday yet, but we will have a video on Sunday. We did put out an NFT video today. I know some people hate it, some people love it. Listen, if you like us, you'll have fun watching it because we act like a couple of lunatics per usual. So I feel like I actually had a better time than normal doing, well, probably because we did pretty good. So you guys will have to go watch that. And then we've been doing a fun little new series of shorts that people are really taking like a liking to.
Fun.
And me and Bree
Oh, yeah.
have been genuinely actually really having fun doing those. So I hope you guys are liking those because we are liking those more than I thought that we would actually like. So if you guys want to check those out, but yeah, other than that, we'll have the normal videos for next week, more mystery boxes and goodness around. Man, guys, other than that, what another amazing turnout, another amazing turnout from our guys up here and in our chat here tonight. So we appreciate you guys showing about for another fantastic week of PFO Thursday Night Live. We will be on Josh's channel next week. So make sure you guys go. I think he's already got the stream up.
I did. I already have it up. So go like it. Go
that
send
now
your
so you
reminder.
don't forget. You know what I mean?
Just
So
go over
guys,
there.
do that. We hope you enjoyed this show. We hope you enjoyed the videos this week. Guys, have an amazing weekend. Everybody out in California, stay safe. Go pre-order your shirts. And good night, everyone.